Anyway, listen, our next act is phenomenal. Are you ready for the next act? Yeah! So I'd like to give a huge Monkeyshine welcome to the amazing Sam Makepeace. Yeah!
If you'll be my bodyguard, I can be your long-lost pal. And I can call you Betty, and Betty, when you call me, you can call me Sam Makepeace. So it takes me a while to introduce myself. I know what you're all thinking. That's a pretty flash hoodie. Not sure it works with my iPhone, though. Yes, it's a slow one. Of course, being completely bald, I do look like a completely different DC Comics character, and I've made a decision that if I'm ever allowed to choose the manner of my own death, I want to be dressed up in a fancy suit and chucked out of an aeroplane. And just before I hit the ground, I'll shout, "Curse you, Superman!" So anyway, how is everyone? We've got some graduates in. Graduate drama students. How's it going, guys? Being a drama student is a wonderful, wonderful thing. You know what it is? I chose drama because I'm a naturally lazy person. I've discovered a perk to being a drama student. There's a phrase that's open to us, and I want you all to memorize it. And even if you're not a drama student, memorize this phrase, because one day it could save your life. The phrase is, "I'm a drama student." Now that phrase is the ultimate catch-all, get-out-of-jail-free card for any weird shit you want to do, ever. It works like the Jedi mind trick you would not believe. I have been outside the Templeman Library at sort of 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning with a couple of my friends, a couple of wheelie chairs, a couple of mops, jousting. And when Campus Watch came up and tapped us on the shoulder and said, "What are you doing here then?" I went, "We're drama students." And let us go. Of course, you've pointed out the downside to doing a 4 years master course in drama. The downside being that after 4 years you end up with a master's in drama. Super employable. I've got to feel sorry for Ollie. Ollie has a doctorate in drama. He is a doctor of comedy. You can imagine him someday in a restaurant like, "Is there a doctor in the house?" "I'm a doctor." "The doctor, this man is dying." "Well, happens to the best of us." Tell you what, have you got any funny kids? But you'd be amazed how little you actually need the drama student excuse to get away with weird stuff. And you humans have such an amazing, I mean us humans have such an amazing capacity to ignore weird things. I've been given a little bit of thought recently. Do you know the classic, the love poem? "Roses are red, violets are blue, sugar is sweet, and so are you." Aww. Surely violets are violet. It's kind of in the name. I mean, if I had a group of oranges that were pink, I would call them pinks. Surely, maybe bluebells are blue would be a better part of that rhyme. But another weird thing that I've noticed recently is Schrodinger's cat. Do people know this, what Schrodinger's cat is? Yeah? If you don't know, it's basically a scientific thought experiment which is designed to explain ideas about quantum entanglement and how things don't really happen unless you observe them. And the idea is that you take a cat, put it in a box with a vial of poison, and you don't know whether or not the cat takes the poison. So the cat is both alive and dead at the same time until you open the box, because nobody's looking at it. But surely the cat knows. If somebody locked me in a box, poisoned me, and I died, I think I'd notice. Schrödinger, of course, died in 1961, or did he? There's an easy way to check, but no one can tell me where he's buried. Yes. Of course, the worst part about weirdness is when weirdness meets weirdness, because nobody knows what's going on. I mean, okay, I tend to think of myself as quite a normal person. I'm normal, I do normal things. I go to work, I go to class, I go to pub quizzes and win. But I met someone who exceeded my level of weirdness to quite an extreme degree recently. I was heading back to my place at about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was just about to get my keys out of my pocket to go into the door to my flat, when this guy came up to me, totally drunk. I went, hey, what's your name? What's your name? I need to ask you a survey. And I sort of carefully put my keys back in my pocket so he wouldn't know this was where I lived. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'll chat to you for a while. And he just sort of started spouting random nonsense. Like, Christmas is coming soon, and I'm gonna be Santa Claus this year. Can't say too much about that. Oh, well, good, that's good for you. We need a new Santa Claus. Red looks like it would suit you. I'll tell you one thing, man, I'll tell you one thing. Don't be a dad too soon, okay? Just don't. Okay, well, I actually am already a dad, but it's fine. I've sent him to live on a desert planet with his uncle. Could you help me out, man? I need a paternity test. Could you set me up with a paternity test? No, I'm sorry, I can't. I'm not a doctor, but I've got this friend called Ollie. He might be able to set you up with one. All right, okay. And after he'd done that for about 5 minutes, he decided to start walking off. But I'm still just standing outside my house. So he walks a couple of steps, and he turns around and he asks me, aren't you going to go? And I was like, nope. I think I'm just going to, wait here for a while. And he gave me this really weird look, and it was at that moment that I realized where I live. I live in a first floor flat. The door to my flat is not particularly obvious, because I live above a small business. It's a barber's. At 3 o'clock in the morning, I was loitering outside a barber's. He must have thought I had some horrible grudge that needed repaying. I said when, you could stop. It's a little known fact actually, I'm not actually bald, I just enjoy a very, very wide centre parting. And so he, why are you waiting here? And I was like, okay, there's a perfectly logical explanation. It's that I'm a drama student. And I've been Sam Makepeace.